Welcome back everyone to this week's newsletter. Let's get straight into it. Let's go over to Mark. He's going to talk to you about some hats.
Let's talk about Aussie hats. So they have a extra wide brim, providing you the most protection from the sun possible. They're also super lightweight, super comfortable, and also they're just $29.99. So come into the shop today and why not try one out?
Welcome back to Rules of the Week. This week we had a golfer come in and say, I've hit my wrong ball, it was in a match, what's the ruling? So we're going to cover that in this week's video. Oh, that's my ball. What do we do? As you can see from that little demo, it's actually quite easy to hit the wrong ball. Now, if we're in match play, you're instantly disqualified from that hole and you lose the hole if you hit the wrong ball. Now, if there's a scenario where you both hit the wrong ball, so your opponent hits the wrong ball as well, it's whoever hit the wrong ball first is the one that loses the hole. If there's a bit of a confusion with you don't know who hit the wrong ball first, then you just play the hole as it is using the wrong ball, if that makes sense, because it's sort of thrown up in the air because you don't know who hit the ball first, who hit the wrong ball first. Now, the next scenario is if you're just playing your own ball, you're just playing a Stapleford or a stroke play medal or whatever. Okay, now the ruling with that is that all that we have to do is at some point within the hole, we have to correct our mistake. So if I've hit that shot under the trees, I've realised that my ball is the wrong ball. What I have to do is I have to then correct my mistake, go get the other ball, pop it back, whatever, and use the ball that it was mine, and there's no penalty. The only time a penalty comes in is if I get to the 9th tee and I start a new hole with that wrong ball. Then I'm disqualified from the competition. Okay, so as long as in that hole I go, oh God, that's my ball. So when I get down to the green, if you look and it's a Srixon, not a TaylorMade or whatever, you have to then go back and correct your mistake. And as long as you do that, there's no penalties. It's only if you start the next hole, still have the mistake. That concludes this week's rules video. Hopefully that helps you guys, and it especially helps that one golfer that came into the shop last week. As always, come into the shop like that guy did. Let us know if there's any problems and you want us to solve them on here right now for you live. Back to the shop.
Join me in the shed back for this week's custom fitting video, and we're going to talk about lie angle. So I'm going to hit a standard lie angle, 2 degrees upright and 2 degrees flatter. I'm going to show you the differences and talk you through why you need to get custom fitted and have your lie angles changed. So let's talk through it. So we're going to start off with the standard lie angle, which typically I've normally been purely based on the way I strike the ball. Lie angle is very dependent on how you strike the ball. A lot of people think that if you set up to the golf club and your club's like this, you need it more upright. I don't really care. It's all about how you strike the ball. It's got nothing to do with how you set up to the ball. It's a really common misconception, but it's how you strike the ball. Now, typically, if you hit the ball fairly right, you might want it a little bit flatter. If you hit it left, you might want it slightly more upright. But it's also very different to the individual. It could be the complete opposite. You can't just assume it. That's why things like the GC Quad measure it, and it will give you the most accurate data. And in the custom fitting session, we'll decide what lie angle you should be. Right, so I'm going to start now. I'm going to hit 5 shots with standard, then upright, and then slightly flatter. And then you'll join me back where we shall discuss the results. Right, let's ping up the stats straight here. Now, let's have a look through them. First of all, we have a look at the ball speed. So with the standard ball speed, it's pretty much standard, it's what I'd expect to see. With the 2 degrees upright, it's a little bit higher. So the toe was digging in way too much for me, meant the ball was hooking. Ball speed's a little bit higher, it's flown a little bit further, and the spin is a lot less. So it's closed the club face, de-lofted it, gone a lot further. With the 2 degrees flat, it's done the complete opposite. So it's opened up my club face, launched the ball a lot higher, ball speed has come down, hasn't carried as far, and you see that spin rate has shot straight back up. Now, if you look at the dispersion graph up here, you'll see it draws a circle around all the shots, 2 degrees upright, way off to the left, 2 degrees flat, way off to the right. And for me, the standard lie has gathered straight down the middle. Now, remember, this is very individual to me. This is what works for me. It will be completely different for you. And it will also vary depending on the length of your shaft. If it's longer, it will also add more upright. If it's shorter, typically it will be a little bit flatter. So always bear that in mind, but we'll cover that all in a custom fitting session. So make sure to come down, book a custom fitting. I'll see you all very soon.
So for this week's little tip of the week, I'm actually going to talk to you about my swing. So I've been playing a little bit more. I know, it's surprising. But anyway, my driver was going, my irons were fine. My driver was going a little bit with too much shape, left to right and right to left. And I'll show you why. So let me just hit one first. Three guys will do it. So this is a typical example of what I was doing before. Using an orange tee, which is quite a high tee, I'm still hitting it out at the bottom. Now the reason for that is because I'm so much up on the ball and I'm adding a lot of loft. So for me, this is a little bit of a short drive, and it's also got the potential, because of that spin rate and the strike, to shape too much right to left and left to right. So what I've been working on is to try, I know it's a bit of a funny one because I'm hitting driver, to try actually off a lower tee and get my chest over the ball at impact. Now, lessons are open to everybody, so I wouldn't recommend everybody trying on this, only if these are the faults. So let's show you the improvements. So as you can see, I was using a white tee that time. Strike's a lot better. Spin rates come down and total distance has improved. Now, I must stress, with a driver, you do want to be up on the ball. I would say that kind of number is a good number, but I was averaging more like 8, 9, 10 degree up on the ball, which is too much. So for me, working on this drill has improved my distances and improved my driving. So if you're not 100% sure why you're not getting the most out of your driver, we're always here available for lessons. Contact us in the shop for all the data in the shed.
Yet again, we keep talking about trolleys, but they truly are an essential to the game. So here on display at the moment, we have an M5 GPS and a lovely M1 electric trolley. Main difference between these two trolleys: they're both exactly the same shape and size. As you can see, they both offer the same fold down features. The wheels lock in, they've got the adjustable handles, and they have the accessory stations. Main differences though, the screen on the S1 is fairly basic, so you get your speed setting and your battery level. M5 GPS, you've got a lovely touchscreen, gives you the distances to the hole as well, so it's fully GPS. You can touch where the flag is. It's a great essential to every golfer. Now, no need for a watch, you've got it on your trolley. Now, they are available in the shop, we've got them in stock. So if you are looking for one, come down, try one out. We've got the M5 GPSs on the rentals, and we've also got the M1s as rentals. So take one out for 18 holes, see whether you like the trolley, and we might even give you a discount off a bag if you are looking at a trolley. Now that is the end of the newsletter, so if you've got anything that you want to see, of course, please do comment it or email us separately. Rules of the week, coaching videos, whatever you want to see, just let us know. We shall see you next week.